Hello, live stream. Testing, testing, testing. Want me to move? Why are you gonna sit on that side? I was moving over for the other side.
Sorry.
Hello, YouTube. I think we are live. I want to make sure that our audio is working. So if you can hear me, let me know in the live chat. How's it going, guys? It's been a while. Emily's here with us, obviously. Got like cherry on your face.
Sorry.
Can you guys hear us? I'm not too sure that the microphone is on. Let me try and turn on the second one too. You like have to go behind me where there's no lights.
Sorry.
How's that?
Where?
Okay, you guys can hear us. Hello. We just wanted to jump on and say hi on the live stream. Would you scoot actually up to the?
Okay.
This is why you picked
It's
a
such
very
a-
stupid spot.
Well, it's a bad chair too. It's huge.
Well, but I had totally like
Okay.
made space for you on the right side of me. Hey everyone. For those of you guys who haven't yet met Emily, this is lovely.
Yeah.
Good to see you guys. Hey Anthony, thanks for the welcome back. We are very, very excited because today we are launching our first video after several months being off. I just finished doing the thumbnail and everything like that, and it actually should be up in just a few minutes after this live stream, basically. So we're very excited about that.
Mhm.
We've been working hard on that, right?
Mhm.
How's life been for you? Any updates for you?
Not really. I mean, I had an interview today for another job, so
I think that's
We'll
an update.
see
Emily's
how
been
that
looking
goes.
for other OT positions and stuff like that.
yeah.
And you might be working with the school.
Yeah, in a school district, so that it start in the next school year.
That's nice.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
think the interview went well?
Yeah, it did. Well,
Her job interviews are so like lame.
well, this one they actually asked me questions. Like the job I have now,
Yeah.
I basically was there, and she just said, "Oh, what is your experience?" And she didn't even ask me like, critical thinking questions or what would you do in the situation. And she's like, "Oh, okay, so you want to work with adults now? Okay, here's a job."
Here's the job. When do you want to start?
When
Is
do you
more or
start?
less the only
Yeah.
question, huh?
Yeah.
So, anywho, since we are launching our first video after a while, we wanted to jump on and do a quick live stream AMA. It has been a while. So AMA, if you guys don't know, is an Ask Me Anything, and I figured it'd be kind of cool to do that with Emily. If you have any questions for me and or Emily about anything in life, it could be about YouTube, it could be about our lives, it could be about the Bible, it can be about, I don't know, any random things. So
Yeah.
if there's anything, any questions, let us know in the live chat. Okay, so I see a question from Nicole. I really like someone and he likes me too, but he doesn't believe in God. I don't know what to do. Advice for me.
Hmm.
This is Nicole. Nicole, give us a little bit more information. Also, like how old are you? How long have you guys known each other? All that kind of stuff. But we have done a handful of videos on this subject, so I would highly suggest you check out the channel and see all the other videos that are out there on that subject. But what is your first response?
Doesn't know God. Well, it really depends
You got to speak loudly
on.
into the microphone.
Well, it really depends on where he's at in life. Like, is he not? Does he not know God because he's like atheist and like God is horrible type of a thing, or is he just like ignorant and doesn't really know about God, but is open-minded and open-hearted and wants to learn more? So it just depends.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Generally speaking, is like be very careful. Relationships are very, very important. In fact, the video that we're going to be putting out in the next like 20 minutes, it should be live in 20 minutes. The video that we're going to be doing is why does God care who I date? And why is it important for us to be thinking about these kinds of questions? But the general advice that we would give is caution. Like I wouldn't jump into a relationship like that without asking some very, I guess, important questions. Like as Emily was asking, why are they a non-believer? Do they like reject God? If that's the case, I want to be careful with that.
Yeah.
You want to have someone whose values line up with you. But we've also met people in our lives who, when they were first like interested in each other. One was a Christian, one was not. And the other person was still very, very open-minded. And the relationship worked out well because the person was open-minded and eventually, through a process of time, ended up becoming a Christian. And so that was, obviously something that was more of a unique situation, but it was really good for them. So we'll see. Shout out from Dulac, Louisiana. Hey, how's it going? Never been in Louisiana, have you? How do you know a good career job for you? Blue Rose is asking. Do you have any advice for choosing a career?
It was kind of hard for me. At first, I was a nursing major, and I was like, I'm gonna be a nurse. Both my parents are a nurse. My sister's a nurse. Why not? Right? Mm-hmm. It's a helping profession. But then when I did like the prerequisite testing prior to doing my clinicals in nursing, I just didn't do very well with it. So I'm like, is this really my skill set? So I took like some career testing, actually some pretty intensive ones. It's not as much like career, it's more like aptitude, like natural abilities.
Oh, yeah.
The one I took was Johnson O'Connor. Have you heard of those?
No, Johnson O'Connor.
Johnson O'Connor.
Is that like a website?
Yeah, you can look at it. It's a little bit expensive, but it definitely helped me decide kind of what my aptitudes learn about what my aptitudes were that I didn't really know about myself. And then I chose occupational therapy after that. And God just opened the doors for that. So yeah.
Cool. So there you go. That's something I've never heard of. Johnson, what's it called?
Johnson O'Connor.
I'm going to type it in the chat. Johnson O'Connor, like that?
Mm-hmm.
Aptitude test. So check out that aptitude test. Maybe it gives you insights into what like you're naturally good at or what you're naturally drawn to.
Yeah.
Like I know for me, like if I were in a job like yours in the medical like care, I wouldn't really thrive very well because I'm not wired that way.
You'd be very patient for sure.
Yeah, but I enjoy the kinds of things that you don't. I enjoy like, dreaming of the big picture. I like
you like public speaking, and I don't like public speaking.
So I mean, everyone has their own different skills. So maybe check out that aptitude test. Maybe that'll be helpful. For me, advice I would give to someone who's trying to figure out their career, I would pay attention to the passions that God has gifted you. So like, what are the things that you get excited about? What do you like really love doing? And then try and pull kind of like the underlying thread beneath that passion or hobby and try and find out how can I take that passion and turn a career out of it. So for me, one of my passions is sharing the gospel and helping others to learn more about the Bible. And so I was a teacher for a while. I was involved with ministry for a while. And then when I added YouTube to that, that's kind of how I made the YouTube channel what it is. It's like, that's what I enjoy doing. I'm not like the comedian type. I'm not like, the other kinds of channels that are out there, but that's kind of how I did it. Let's see. What do we think about online dating or long distance dating? Hannah asks. Great question. We actually did a whole video about it's a good idea, how it's actually like solid. So you can check out a video that we did for that. But generally speaking, we like it because it helps you find people of at least at the very beginning a similar like values and morals and things like that. So if you could do like Christian online dating, like christianmingle.com, you all that are believers, but then you have to continue to kind of sift through the different kinds of people that are there. So yeah. Let's see. How do you handle disagreements with pastor staff? Patrick says, would appreciate your advice. You've never worked with the pastor, have you?
Not really, no.
Not too much.
This would be you.
For me, I would say is generally speaking, you want to seek to understand before you seek to be understood. In other words, usually most disagreements come for the most part because you misunderstand each other. And because when you say one thing, the person thinks that you mean something different and vice versa. So I would challenge you in that conversation to go with the spirit of humility and the spirit of a learner and ask them, hey, am I understanding you correct? And then try and establish your conversation like that. If you enter into that conversation very kind of antagonistically, people get defensive, and that's usually not a good idea. Estra says the sound is crackling sometimes. I don't know why. Hopefully it's not too bad. I think my mic is fine over here and I have good internet. So I don't. Okay, here's one. Jana asks, "Hello from Germany. Hi from Germany. Who do you like better, Justin Bieber or Justin Timberlake?"
They're both Justins, right?
Yeah.
I don't listen to either of them as much. I guess Justin Timberlake, because he goes further back to my
When you were in high school
days.
You're old.
Yeah.
I don't really have a preference. I've
Well,
never
I
really
heard
listened
that
to anyone's music.
Justin Bieber is like a Christian.
I have been seeing
Yeah.
that. So let's vote for Justin Bieber
Yeah.
because he's kind of on a cool spiritual journey. I don't know if you guys have seen those articles. Justin Bieber has like become a Christian again. It's
Yeah,
pretty
he was
cool.
singing like a thing went viral. He was singing the overwhelming never ending.
Right.
He was singing that like live.
Yeah, I saw an interview with him. He was actually raised Christian,
Mhm.
but left the church because there was like a bunch of like really judgmental people.
Uh,
But then, you know, after he's been in his career for a while, he actually ended up becoming a Christian again. He's like, man, life's not really working out the way that I want it to or thought it ought to be working out. So I'm gonna try that thing that my mom taught me, the thing that I was raised again. And he like found God again through that journey.
yeah.
So he's kind of come back. It's kind of cool, like a prodigal son type of a deal.
Huh. Wow.
So we
cool.
vote for Justin Bieber, I guess. Let's see. We have already done a video on suicide, so you can check that out. And then how do you preach the gospel of God to someone with thoughts of suicide? If someone's suicidal, I don't know that preaching the gospel is the right thing to do at that moment. There might be something that's more pertinent, and you just need to deal with the suicidal thoughts through counseling and support and love. I think that would be my advice. Let's see. Oh, here's a good one, babe. Kwame is asking, thank you for doing this. How do you find a balance between staying in community regularly, like God wants us to, but not being too reliant on other people for joy?
That's really good. That can happen because, especially for like me, I'm kind of like a people pleaser. Like if things are going well with people, I find I can get that source of joy from that. But people are never going to always, they're going to disappoint you, you know. They're people, they're human, they're going to make mistakes. So I think getting that joy from God first will help you in that situation.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I agree with that. I think also it helps to realize like why we have community, and community is to serve other people. If into like a community because you need something from them, the moment they stop giving you those things, then that relationship ends up breaking down. But if you realize that God calls us into community both to receive, but also to give and to serve, I think that kind of helps as well. You realize that they're not like up here and you're down here, and it's like a one-way transaction, perhaps.
That's good.
Techno Clones asking, what denomination are we? We are also SDA. Seventh-day Adventist, if you've never heard of that before. I was thinking about doing a video on that in the next couple of months.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to speak at a conference in Florida in like November. And the guy who runs the Instagram page, the Adventist, how does it work? Humans of Adventism, Instagram page. So maybe do a collaboration with him.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Okay, Marta is asking, let's say you like someone and you're both Christians, but there's a 4-year difference. They are 18 and you are 14.
That's real young.
Marta, I would really highly encourage you to not pursue that relationship. I think it's illegal in certain states.
Yeah, because you're an adult.
Because no, she's the 14-year-old. The other guy's the 18. You're gonna get that guy into a lot of trouble.
Yeah, it's true.
I would like 100% recommend that you do not do that. I think it's illegal for you to be in an intimate relationship with someone like that. Not only that, but like your parents probably aren't super stoked about that. There's a ton of growth in a good way that takes place between the age of like 14 and like 22. Like you changed so much. And so I strongly advise you to not pursue that relationship, or really any like super intimate relationships
in general. Of
In
people
general,
your
like,
age, yeah.
yeah, even with those that are your own age, I think there's other things at that stage of life that are much more important to be focused on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agree.
Do you believe that media in any form can be used by Satan to take us away from God's truth, like social media or TV, stuff like that? Ashish is asking.
Yeah, I think it can have a negative form as well.
Yeah. We were actually last night we were doing like family worship and talking about Psalms chapter 1 about the person who meditates on God's law day and night. In other words, a person who like consistently is focused on the teachings of God rather than other things, and that's like a recipe for success. So having your mind focused on other things probably is not like a good recipe for spiritual success. You know, the Bible talks about like by beholding we become changed, and that's something I need to work on for myself. I know that I spend too much time in media and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's really easy to get sucked down into a cycle.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah.
Joel Javane, dude, I have not heard from you in a while. He says, "What's up, Tiny Wolf?" Joel, what's going on, dude? Joel, I have not heard from you in months. I don't think I've seen any videos coming from you. Have you been posting? Or maybe YouTube's broken and you've been posting and I have not seen any of your stuff. I'm looking right now. Joel Javane. Joel just got married. He's from Jamaica. He has been posting. You posted last week. Man, bro, I have not been seeing your stuff. I gotta double check my settings, but I haven't seen your videos recently. That's too bad. Let's see. What other questions do we got? Let's see. What are your thoughts about the Bible possibly being banned in California?
What?
I've never heard of this before. Is this a real story?
What?
Let's see. Bible.
There's a lot of
banned.
our Christian friends that live in California. We used to live there, so that would be a pretty big deal.
So I'm looking at factcheck.org, factcheck.org, and they're saying that that's actually a misrepresentation of what the bill would say. Online stores making the claim have misrepresented a bill that would outlaw the advertising and selling of sexual orientation change efforts. So apparently it actually does not have anything to do with banning this representation, according to this website. I don't know. That was published in April. So it sounds like that's just a myth. Yeah, the first like 5 websites all say that this is not the case. Bible sales would not be banned in California under this new legislation. That's crazy.
Have you heard about California becoming 2 separate states?
I've heard of that before. Yeah. I don't really know anything about it, though.
Yeah. I've heard of like basically LA County and down, like kind of going, then the sliver going up into San Francisco, like that little strip, it'd be like a separate state. And the rest of California would be its own state.
I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon.
I know, that'd be crazy. I mean, California is the biggest state. I mean, the most population.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Let's see. I saw an update. Joel says, I've been busy with work and school, and now I'm one of 2 ministers at a congregation. Congratulations, Joel. That's exciting.
Cool.
I think that this is the first church that he's been paired with. So that's really cool. Good for you, man.
Nice.
Let's see. Is abortion combatant is asking? I would think so. I haven't done a video on that yet. That's going to be a very like volatile video. I want to do one on that in the future. But I know that's going to be very, very, very controversial. And so I try not to do too many controversial stuff in a row, because then it like ends up like making my channel suffer quite a bit. The last series that I did, I had some significant hits on my channel from, so I try to do that in moderation. But I'll do a video on that in the near future. Let's see. Eliza says, "You guys are so cute together and your faith is so strong. Just wanted to get that out of my system.
Aw.
God bless you guys for the work that you're doing."
So sweet. Thanks, Eliza.
Thank you. That's very kind of you.
Yeah.
Even when I just woke up and haven't done my hair. Are we still cute?
And you need to get a haircut.
I do need to get a haircut.
And
It's time for a comeback to the
he has to
man
get a
bun, right,
haircut,
guys?
like 2 times a month.
New man bun, right?
No.
My hair is getting very, very long. And I'm all out of like hair product too. So I can't even like control my hair very well. Do turkeys have knees? Dude, I don't know. Okay, what's your answer?
I think they do because they have those long legs. And I think they have a joint in between, like a knee. Now that turkeys are the scum bird of the earth. They're so loud and annoying, like the wild turkeys.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so turkeys happen to have a similar muscle and tendon structure in their legs as humans do, even though their knees bend the opposite way.
Whoa.
So their knees, instead of like bending that direction, they go the other direction. That's so interesting.
That's how, like, is that chicken legs too?
I guess. What animals do not have knees? There's a popular internet factoid that states that the elephant is the only animal which has 4 knees, but it doesn't. It has 2 knees at the wrist at the what?
What?
Who has time
It's a
to...
quadruped.
Okay. Interesting question. Oh, here's a good question. Joel's asking for you, babe. Emily, how are the blogs going? My wife is also a blogger.
Not very good.
She basically has not blogged at
I've been
all.
helping you more.
She has been helping me more with the videos.
So
this
it's
is
like,
true.
I don't really feel like I want to do both at the same time. At least not
She's
now.
basically given up on the blog for all intents and purposes.
Well, I have an idea to write about next. It's just like if I do it every week, I don't know if I have an idea every week. So
What, you have an idea every 6 months?
Well, like a good idea to write about. I don't want it to be like, oh, God is love, the end. Like,
right.
That's so, like, I want to like write about something good and like research it, but like my life doesn't let me do that.
Oh yeah, it says the woman who was just downstairs watching Amazon videos or Netflix.
I was eating food while I was doing
You
that.
could have been writing while you were eating. I was editing while I was eating. Anyways, the videos are the blogs are not going super well. Vuong, what's going on, dude? What's up? By the way, Vuong, I just shot an Instagram story vlog featuring your Arise Apparel. Vuong's the guy that runs Arise Apparel.
Oh.
We shot 5 videos yesterday of Vuong using your shirts, and we're very, very grateful for those shirts. You guys should check out Vuong on Arise Apparel Co. And it's like a Christian t-shirt company that's pretty bomb, and they're supporters of the channel, and he's one of my good friends, and they do some awesome work. Let's see, are we still streaming? We're going to stream for like another 7 minutes or so. So we'll stream for a few more. That turkey thing sounds painful, Patrick says. What?
Yeah.
Your knees bending the opposite way.
Hmm.
If our knees bent the opposite way, how would we sit in chairs?
An indentation.
But then the chair would be like on our chest. No?
I don't know.
Night Kitten, thank you so much for your video on Christian modesty. I was struggling so bad and was in a spiritual battle. Thank you for the video. You're very welcome, Night Kitten. Hopefully that video and the other ones have been very helpful to you. Night Kitten. Joel says the sacrifices that our wives make for us.
I know, yes. Right?
Joel, your wife is sacrificing is the subject of your Instagram photos. He's a really good photographer, and he is always taking photos of his wife, and he does a good job. Let's see if I can find Joel Jovain there. Yeah, sure enough, his profile photo is his wife. There's a bunch of like portrait stuff.
Well, that's so cool.
Yeah, he does a good job.
Really good.
Speaking of Instagrams, you guys should check us out on Instagram. I just posted a new vlog on Instagram that I think you guys would really enjoy. If you haven't followed us on Instagram yet, at JKoo and at Emily Koo. Tem is asking, what was our biggest fight about? What has our biggest fight? We have a lot of small fights. We don't have big fights too often, do we?
Not often, I don't think.
Can you think of what's our biggest fight? If we fight about something, it's usually about my work.
Or me not listening.
Or Emily not listening. It's usually those one of two things. It's number one, I get like super stressed out about YouTube and work, and then like I just kind of like don't know how to process all that stress well. And or in the process of me being stressed out, Emily doesn't pay attention or listen to what I'm saying, and then I get frustrated about that. That's usually what we end up finding about, but they're usually relatively small fights. Are those cherries?
Yeah.
Yeah, they are cherries.
California cherries.
From California.
Cherries are very good. They're high in antioxidants. They help decrease inflammation. I like learning about food.
Okay, what else? Tell us more about cherries.
They have, not sure what type of vitamins they have, but they're very anti-inflammatory.
They're anti-inflammatory?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Alrighty. Marta, as a Christian, is it bad to cut your hair? I don't think. Oh, you know what she's probably thinking of is like, women in the Bible talks about how like the glory of a woman is her long hair. Have you ever read that? Glory of a woman has long hair. It is her glory. So maybe some Christians think that therefore women shouldn't have short hair.
I don't know. Don't like certain. I think certain Christians do. Like
that they don't cut hair.
Yeah, I've seen women with really long hair, and they.
Yeah, I think those are. I think those are generally speaking apostolics.
Right, yeah.
I don't think that that's something that is like transcending all cultures, all times. That's something that was mentioned once in the Bible for a very specific culture and a very specific time. I don't believe that that's something that applies to Christian women today, Marta. I don't think so. I think it's fine if you want to cut your hair. But from what I remember, you're 14 years old, so maybe you should at least give your parents a vote in the matter. Maybe, I don't know. When I was in high school, I always did weird things to my hair. Do you ever dye your hair?
Just like natural highlights, but no dye.
Yeah. One time I did my hair like red. For like we would have like a football game, and so I would dye my hair red. What's one of the greatest adventures you had with God during the last year? Jana is asking.
Greatest adventures with God?
Mm-hmm.
I'd say going on the mission trip.
Trip to Haiti?
Yeah.
Not to Haiti, to Kenya?
Yeah.
Going to Africa, going to Kenya. We did a whole vlog series on our trip to Kenya, which was awesome. What made it so good?
Just like seeing a new culture in a new country and how people operate in a country. It always fascinates me, like the anthropology in that country. And it's so beautiful. Like you can learn so many things from different cultures that we don't do right, and it's pretty awesome.
Yeah. That's cool. Someone wants me to do a hair care routine. I don't think that would be very interesting. Nick is asking, what is our favorite book of the Bible?
What's yours?
Probably one of my favorite books is Ecclesiastes.
Okay.
I really like Ecclesiastes. I also really enjoy.
I like James.
James is good. I've also been studying the book of 1 John a lot over the last couple months, which is a pretty good book. We'll be spending more time in the Psalms together. We're doing this thing now. We're starting it. Last night was the first night that we did it. What we're trying to do a family worship every day for the next year, basically, in the book of Psalms, and try and really just spend time praying through the book of Psalms. And so I'm looking forward to dive deeper in that, because I honestly have never studied the Psalms. I've studied a lot of other books in the Bible, but never Psalms.
Yeah, I like the Psalms.
Kenya, Rome, Haiti, y'all be doing what I consider to be goals. Hey, dude, you're in Jamaica, man. I consider Jamaica to be gold.
Yeah, that'd be so awesome.
Let's see. We got time for one or two more questions. Let's see. trying to find a good question to end on. Okay, here's one. Fabio's asking, I'm going through a very difficult season of both waiting and trusting in God, and I'm a little lost about what I should do. Do you have any suggestions or verses?
Waiting or trusting. Yeah, that's like waiting periods in life. Like for me, there's one like every year. Like it's like frequent.
God forbid you have to learn to wait and be patient, huh?
And that's so hard for me because like I'm such a planner, organizer. Like I want to know what's happening in the next couple months. But for me, like honestly, during waiting periods is when I feel like I'm the closest with God. It's kind of ironic, like because there's so much trust involved and there's so much like leaning on Him that it's like I pray a lot more, I feel like. And yeah.
Yeah, I think that's definitely why we go through those moments.
Yeah.
It's easier for us to lose focus when things are going like fantastically.
Yeah.
It's easier just to kind of like get this.
Yeah, it's easier.
And so I try to look at those waiting periods as a blessing.
Yeah, as a blessing for sure. Because that's like when I've been like the closest with God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another piece of advice I'd give you, Fabio, would be to realize that in that moment, probably one of the best things that you can do is actually stop focusing on yourself. When you're going through difficult moments, we tend to just like only look to ourselves and only take care of our own needs, which of course it's important to do, but like it can go to an extreme where you do it too much. I like the example of Job. Job went through like the most severe period of waiting and trust and trials and tribulations that like any of us will ever go to, right? But Job 42 verse 10, you should check it out. Job 42 verse 10, write that down, shows what was like the turning point for him and his experience. It says, and the Lord restored the fortunes of Job when he prayed for his friends. And then the Lord gave Job twice as much as he had before. So cool. The point being that one of the best things that we can do when we're so tempted to be like inwardly focused is to actually realize that's the time that God's calling us to serve other people and to like to really minister to other people. He wants our priorities not to be ourselves, but those that he puts us into contact with. And with the example of Job, when he was doing that, that's when God kind of lifted him out of that period of like stress and waiting and all that kind of stuff. So my challenge for you would be to try and see, is there a way that you can serve someone nearby you, whether that's your local church, family, friends, things like that. And try to not spend so much time focusing on yourself and being like, oh, woe is me and stuff like that. You know, trying to spend time on others. Yeah. Okay. Great question. Thanks for hanging out with us. I wanted to say real quick, guys, before you guys leave, that our videos are now being posted. We're going to be posting 2 videos a week consistently for the next foreseeable future for several months. We've already shot and edited 8 of them. We have another 5 that we're working on editing, but we're going to be consistent again. And so we're relaunching the channel today. So we just posted a video. In fact, it's live on the channel right now. So after this live stream, you can go check it out. Do us a huge favor. Please watch that video, but even do more than that, like it and share it. Usually when you take a break from YouTube, it's really rough getting kind of the wheels rolling again and getting that momentum again. So if you guys could really just rally together, help us out, get the word out that the channel's live again, share the videos, tell a friend, all that kind of stuff. It'll make a huge difference for us. And you know, just help us out on this journey. So if you guys can do that for us after this video, go on over and share our most recent video. The video is entitled, "Why Does God Care Who I Date?" And I think that you'll really enjoy it. We get to share a little bit about our stories a little bit more and give you guys some practical advice. But thank you so much. Appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. Be sure to subscribe to this channel and turn on the bell notifications because we're going to be doing more impromptu live streams over the next couple of weeks and months. And we would love for you guys to be a part of it. But thanks for hanging out so much. We'll talk to you guys soon. And yeah, comment in the videos what other kinds of stuff that you'd like us to make videos on, because we're actually, honestly, it's kind of hard to come up with ideas, especially when you do like, oh, let's come up with 15 ideas all at
Yeah,
once.
it's overwhelming.
Yeah, so let us know what videos you'd like us to see. But anyways, we'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks for hanging out with us, and go enjoy that video. I'll go and answer comments on that first video that we just uploaded for the next half hour or so. So if you have any questions or comments that you want answered, go over there and I'll respond to you guys in that video. But we'll talk to you guys later.
Good to see everybody.
Bye.
Bye.